welcome to Work in Progress Wednesday. I know it's been a really long time since I've done this, but life happens. I went back to school. I have recently graduated. I can get back to, doing all this stuff, which I'm pretty happy about. Especially doing these Work in Progress Wednesdays, because I feel as though when I started it, I was like so excited, like, yeah, it's gonna be like a monthly thing, maybe do like one at the beginning of the month, one at the end of finished stuff, and yeah, I know that obviously didn't end up happening, but I've got a couple projects that I definitely know I can talk about and show you, and I'm really, really excited about. And this one is my first attempt at marling, which is when you take two strands of yarn and work with them together, either knitting them together or crocheting them together. So you're using two strands as you're knitting instead of just one. And this is my first attempt at it. So far, it's actually short because even though I've recently started working on it, long story short, I started a second one, and I've made more progress on that one. I'll get to it in a second, but this is the first one. It is long. I can hold it from arm to arm, and I like large blankets. They're really cuddly and snuggly, and I'm quite fond of them. And for this blanket, obviously the colors are definitely outside of my comfort zone. I wanted to try, to not make every single blanket that I make blue, purple, black, green, even though there's still a little bit of blue in here, still a little bit of green, but like there's reds, there's oranges, there's whites, there's a peach over here. It looks like there's brown. Anyway, the colors on this are very, very outside of my comfort zone, and that's what I wanted to try with it, and I gotta say, I'm very happy with it. These are the two yarns that I'm using for it. Obviously, I got one of the Karen Skinny Cakes in the color which I shall put on the screen because I could not find where the tag is, but it'll be on screen. Same for this one. I definitely know this one's not a Karen brand, which I almost thought it was. I almost was about to say it was another Karen yarn, but it's not. It's very, very soft. It's a very pretty color. Again, not something I really tend to use. And I gotta say, so far, how this whole blanket is it very, very long. I'm still on the first Karen cake, and this is the second of this yarn, second ball of this yarn that I'm using. And for this project, I'm using a size K 6.5 millimeter hook. If it wants to focus, there we go. This is like, well, prior to starting this blanket, this was the largest hook size I had. Very fond of it. I think it makes a really nice, it's nice tension because I've got a bad habit of when I crochet, I crochet tight, so I always need to use a hook size like 1 or 2 larger than the project or the yarn recommends. And that's what I'm using for this one. But when I bought all this yarn, I actually bought an L or an M size hook. I think I got an L. And it wasn't like one of these where it was like long the whole way. It was like the hook's over here, and then there's like a handle from here down. And that's the first time I've ever tried using that kind of hook. I've always had just like these long straight ones. And I ran into a problem with it, which quickly stopped me from using it. Let me show you how I crochet, and maybe you will understand. But there was a big problem. I hope. maybe you can see what the problem is, maybe not, but when I crochet, I push the loops so far down on the hook that they go past this little middle section. And with the handle one, which stops at about here, I can't do that. And it was really, really bothering me. Again, just something I'm not used to because I've been using these kind of hooks my entire life. And I'm just so used to just pushing them down the hook. And so yeah, for this blanket, I did the chain with the L hook. And then I did 2 rows, which took me so long. And then I just ripped up 2 rows. I left the chain with the L hook, and then I grabbed this crochet hook and went from there, and that's how that blanket's looking. But I was really, really happy about doing it. I was like so excited about it too, that I wanted to make another one, because when I was looking up, like, maybe there's like cool patterns for like marling, even though this pattern is literally just double crochets the whole way through. I did find this pattern right here. It's like, oh, this looks super cool, and as a result, I really wanted to try it. And because they used 2 caron cakes, which I thought was really cool because you got like a similar color scheme, except one starts from one end, one starts from the center, and at some point the same colors will merge together and then they'll go their separate ways, and it's just going to make a really, really cool pattern with similar colors and all that. So originally that is what I wanted to do with the first blanket, but when I went to the store, obviously again I said I wanted something different. That caron cake in that color, they only had 1 of, so that's why I ended up going with the other brand for the second color. But then I went to another craft store, and I found more caron cakes in colors that are more my style. And I did the one end and then the center, which is these ones. That one's falling apart on me. This is the one that came from the center. This is the one was done normally. And instead of actually going with that original pattern that I saw and wanted to do for it, I ended up kind of making my own pattern. Like I said, there's far more progress that's been made on this one. It's like the yarn's all over the place. This is it. Obviously, it's much shorter. My arms are not all the way spread out. But this pattern, stitch, whatever it is, I kind of just put together myself. I wanted something that was going to be a little more light and lacy because I'd be using 2 strands of yarn the whole way through. And as you can see, there are points where the colors do join together. I think there's more on this side because there's one side that had like all of them. Yeah, it tends to be the purple, and more purple over here, more purple over here. That seems to be the main excuse me, the main color that gets joined together, or crocheted at the same time, rather. Sorry, I keep saying joined together. I know it's a totally different term, but yeah, like I said, this one's a little smaller. It built up a lot faster. What I did for this blanket, I crocheted 3 rows in double crochet. Then I did this row over here where actually it's this one up here, where I, excuse me, I just ate and I feel like there's a frog in my throat. I did not eat a frog, but you know what I mean. Well, I'm sorry. But yeah, 3 rows of double crochet, 1 row of double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, all the way across. Next row was more just double crochet across. Following row was double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet into the next stitch. And then the next row was crochet 3 rows of double crochet, and then one row of double crochet, chain one, skip a space, double crochet into the next one across. And then it starts back up with 3 rows of double crochet, the one roll of the chain one, double chain 3 again, and so on and so on. And I gotta say, I'm really happy with how it turned out. There's one end where obviously when I made this, I wasn't really sure what I was gonna do, because like I said, the first 3 rows were just double crochets. I thought I was just gonna make it double crochet the whole way, but I changed my mind partway through. But as a result, the row where you start the chain row, the stitches aren't right. So it's the chain 3 up from where the row starts, and then double crochet right into the next loop. So it's it's not perfect, but like I said, I'm happy with it. It doesn't matter. I don't think anyone else is going to make this, or if you are, let me know. So there's that. But also, while I was out, when I bought that yarn, which there's more balls of yarn upstairs for it, that wasn't the only yarn I bought. I bought another Karen Skinny Cake, and this time I can actually tell you the color. It is Lime Twist. These are the colors, which again, more my style of yarn. I got 2 balls of it. Again, I'm going to do another, start from one in the center, one from the outside. And I was thinking about doing that pattern that I had shown you when I saw it. I was like, oh, I want to try this and see how that looks, because it looks cool. But honestly, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, because knitting is more of, knitting is not my thing. Crocheting is more my thing. But I almost want to try knitting a blanket. It's going to go much, much slower than crocheting. This I know for certain. But I think having like the narrower rows and having the stitches that are like a combination of 2 rows of colors might look really cool, might look a lot better. Not to say that this looks bad. I think it looks fantastic, and I'm very, very happy with it. But I think it'll give it, you know, something really, really different. So this color will eventually be saved for knitting a blanket. Whenever I get around to that, I'm probably gonna finish these 2 first. But yeah, I gotta say, I'm really enjoying marling, and I've got an idea, which I know it's been done before, because when I was looking up marling patterns, I found it, and it's really cool, and something I'm really, really excited to try, which, again, it's probably going to end up being knit, because the one that I looked at when I saw it, the one online for it, this one, it was knit, and it looked really cool, but it's using a bunch of scrap yarn to make a rainbow, and have that be marled, so like you're changing colors, not constantly, but pretty often, to create like a really cool effect. And I gotta say, it looks awesome, and I really want to try it. I got like so many projects that I'm just like, oh, I want to try this, I want to try this. Well, I've got piles and piles and piles of projects just piling up and not getting finished. But eventually I would like to try that, maybe eventually get through all of the scrap yarn that I have. But I'm realizing something, which I've realized a while ago. It's just, I'm really, really starting to realize it now, because it's starting to have more of an impact now. I still live at home with my parents and family and all that. I really want to be able to move out to get a craft room, so I can finally sit down and like organize everything, put things where they need to be, because right now there's yarn upstairs in my room, there's yarn in my car, there's projects in random places, there's stuff underneath the stairs, there's stuff in the back room downstairs. It's all of my crafting stuff is everywhere, unfortunately. I know I've got a lot of it, but it's hard to like sit through it and organize it, because just taking everything out is going to be a project in and of itself. And then finding a spot to actually sit down and get everything organized, it's going to take a while, I know this. Again, it's hard to put stuff in a place where the only place for it is in a box under the stairs. So eventually, like I said, I'm hoping to move out sometime soon where I can get like a nice craft room set up, get things more organized, find like all the scraps of yarn, find projects that the project for it is downstairs in a box, but the yarn for it is upstairs in my room, and I'm digging and digging through boxes trying to find the project, and I can't find it, so the yarn's just taking up space in my room, and it's just a really sucky cycle right now. But hopefully I'll get fixed. I can get a craft room, get things more organized, have a nice normal setup where I can film this, where I'm not sitting on the floor in front of a couch. But yeah, that's it. That's that right now. These are the 2 blankets I'm working on. Kind of working on because I've got like 4 other projects going on at the same time as I'm working on these. I finally started craft fair prep, even though my next craft fair isn't until September. But I know me, and I know I will wait till the last minute, and then I will be up at 2 in the morning of the day of the fair trying to get stuff done. And it's not going to be fun, and then I'm going to be tired the day of the fair. It's happened before. I know what's going to happen. So I'm starting much earlier than normal. And yeah, so maybe eventually next month or so, I will get some work in progress Wednesday videos up and ready and all set for craft fairs, which will be really cool. I don't think I've really done any videos about my craft fairs, even though I know I worked 2 of them last year. But again, that was when things were like starting to get really messy with school and work and everything. But again, that's on the list of things eventually I will do. I hope you all have enjoyed this video, and like I said, I'm hoping fingers, they're crossed, fingers crossed that I can keep this on like a monthly upload schedule. Wow, I'm sorry. So the goal is to have it the first Wednesday of every single month. Obviously, this one is not going up the first Wednesday of this month, but that's just because I didn't get around to being able to record this, which is my own fault. But I gotta wait till people are not home, because people are loud and there is hardwood floors, and no matter where I record or when or whatever, if people are home, that camera and that microphone is gonna pick up on everything, and it's gonna be annoying for you and for me, and that's just how it goes, unfortunately. But like I said, I'm definitely going to try to continue this. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you all next month for the next Work in Progress Wednesday, or in the next couple days in whatever random vlog or cross-stitch time-lapse I end up putting up to the channel. Bye!